Okay, so let's talk about the 2018 Mossy Oak Fishing Bassmaster Classic bracket. One thing that concerns me with that style of competition is that these anglers obviously are broken down into groups and they're competing against only one other angler. And half of the anglers are actually fishing in the morning, and then the other half are fishing in the afternoon. As far as an angler competing in that style of competition goes, my issue with that would be that the first group that are actually fishing in the morning on that particular lake for the first time, they actually are recorded live, and you can actually see that on the Bassmasters website. If I was an angler fishing in the morning, I would be more concerned about the other anglers fishing in the afternoon. They could actually look at what the morning group is doing, where the morning group is, are there fish there, are they catching fish, and if they're not catching fish but they know that there's fish there because it's going to be broadcasted, even during the broadcast there's actually a map of the lake and it shows you where each angler is. And the anglers that are fishing in the afternoon can actually plot those markers where those anglers are. If they know that that angler is at a great spot but the fish are just not biting in the morning, they can go to that afternoon spot and bam, the bite could be on. And I mean, I've been watching the Bassmaster Classic bracket for the past 2 days, and you know, it's actually tough fishing out there. You know, these guys are not really catching monster bass. You know, some guys are catching 3-pounders and the others aren't. Now, my other concern with the Bassmaster Classic bracket is that the anglers, they basically are competing against everybody, but during that competition, whether they're in the morning group or the afternoon group, they're only competing against one other angler. Even one of the anglers in the morning group mentioned this. Swindle was fishing against McClellan. I think that's how you pronounce his name. But both of these guys had great bags. You know, Swindle had I believe 8-pound 4-ounce bag, and McClellan had an 8-pound 1-ounce bag. Now, McClellan got beat out by 3 ounces. All he needed was one fish. He could have beat Swindle. But one of them said that it's tough to lose like that and to get kicked out of the bracket that way because the other guys may have only caught maybe 2-pound or 3-pound bags. And one of those anglers, whoever got the 3-pound bag, is advancing, while McClellan with the 8.1 bag is not advancing. You know, to me, that would be a tough pill to swallow for me. Now, I don't know how they choose who competes against who and what have you, but knowing that you went out there and you had an awesome day on the water with the 8.1-pound bag and you lose because you weren't competing against the rest of the group, now that's tough. That's my other issue. But yeah, I mean, it's still fun to watch. I do like the way it's set up. As far as a spectator goes, I like the way it's set up. As an angler fishing for one of those bracket spots and you lose out with an 8-pound bag, could be tough. Small bass are definitely making a comeback. You know, a lot of people say that they still prefer the big bass over the small bass. Yeah, I think anybody prefers big bass over small bass. But competition-wise, I think all your fish should count. And as we saw today with Swindle and McClellan lost out by 3 ounces. All he needed was one fish. It didn't matter how big the fish was. It was tough this morning out there. So that being said, if you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel. Like, share, comment. I definitely want to know what you all think, and I definitely want to engage with you all. Let's have a great conversation about this because it is something that needs to change, especially competing wise. If you're going to be competing in the afternoon and the other anglers are competing in the morning, then you will definitely have an advantage because you can look at them live and see if they're catching fish there or even if they're marking fish at those locations. But until then, I'm Don with Adventure TV 919. I'm out. Peace.